Beast Gohan versus Ultra Ego Vegeta and even Ultra Instinct Goku isn't even close, and in this video I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Beast Gohan is the latest new awakening in Dragon Ball Super that's taken over the series. During the superhero arc, after Piccolo was presumed to have been taken out by Cell Max, Gohan's potential that had been periodically showing glimpses of itself over the course of the series finally reached its peak. Beast Gohan would explode onto the scene in the Dragon Ball Super manga as the new most powerful character in the series outside of Black Frieza, of course, and it would become even more evidently clear at the end of the arc. When Gohan transformed into Beast when Carmine showed up at his house after the battle with Cell Max, Goku, Vegeta, and the others felt this massive shift in power all the way from Beerus's planet, so Goku went to find out himself just what Gohan had gotten himself into. When he arrived on Earth and saw Gohan for the first time since the Moro arc, Goku was shocked to say the least. This version of Gohan was even stronger than when they trained for the Tournament of Power, but something else was different as well. The dormant potential that had always showed itself in times of desperation had finally blossomed into this new power we'd been waiting ages to see, but just as Gohan had unlocked a new form debuting recently in both the manga and on screen, Vegeta had as well in the form of Ultra Ego. But without them facing off head to head, which one do you think truly beats the other? Not necessarily which one is stronger. Ultra Ego Vegeta was debuted in the midst of the Granola the Survivor arc in the Dragon Ball Super manga, as Vegeta, who recently underwent Beerus's tutelage, would relish in the power of destruction and the feeling of just bloodlust and savagery from his natural Saiyan instincts. This manifested into a dangerous new form that Vegeta now possesses, unlike anything we've seen before, with very distinct strengths and weaknesses. And then there's Ultra Instinct Goku, the polar opposite of Ultra Ego Vegeta. At the end of the superhero arc in Dragon Ball Super, Goku takes Gohan back to planet Beerus after sensing his new power back on Earth, where Vegeta and Broly were waiting for them. This is when we got our first true test for Beast Gohan. Cell Max was defeated relatively easily, but when he finally got to spar against Ultra Instinct Goku, he actually showed us just how powerful he really is, and one small flaw that this new form may have as well. At first, Beast Gohan couldn't get past Ultra Instinct Goku's auto dodge defense. Even his new speed wasn't enough to overwhelm Goku, however, he wasn't exactly falling behind either. In the battle with Moro is when Goku's Ultra Instinct continued to evolve even further, giving him a new technique and more. In the battle with Granola, he harnessed a level of Ultra Instinct unique to himself, but they were still unable to overcome Gas. But by the time Black Frieza appeared, he was able to be outsped and overpowered in a singular hit, knocking him out of Ultra Instinct. Well, to be completely fair and transparent, this would also happen again in their sparring session, as Beast Gohan had a moment of raising his power and then one-shotting Goku. This burst of power would be explained by Gohan as him raising his power to the absolute highest he can without losing control. So just like in the encounter with Black Frieza, Goku would be overpowered, giving us a pretty consistent weakness for Ultra Instinct, just being flat out overwhelmed in one foul swoop. But of course, using what we've seen so far and our context clues, the same could be said for Ultra Ego Vegeta as well, and I'm gonna explain exactly why that's so significant in a matchup with Beast Gohan. Ultra Ego is a form that Vegeta would unlock after being driven to an almost primal Saiyan state during his battle with Granola in the Dragon Ball Super manga. Created by Toyotaro and approved by Toriyama, Vegeta would achieve this form after receiving God of Destruction training from Beerus, but can only truly be utilized when in the proper mindset of a destroyer, and also grants the user access to the power of destruction. Even Vegeta himself would describe this transformation as the polar opposite of Ultra Instinct at one point to Granola, Ultra Instinct's biggest strength coming from the auto dodge capabilities, of course. Ultra Ego, however, derives one of its biggest strengths from the ability to tank damage to a certain extent, as we saw during the battle with Granola. The more damage Vegeta took, the stronger he would become, which over a long period of time could be problematic for Gohan. But just like Goku, Vegeta would be taken out by a single overwhelming shot from Black Frieza, so even though he's able to gain more power from taking attacks head on, he is able to be completely overpowered and outdamaged if it happens too quickly. With how much raw power Beast Gohan possesses, this is why I feel like it would be a fundamentally different match than Gohan versus Ultra Instinct Goku. Vegeta is able to take far more damage than Goku, but if an extreme amount of burst damage is taken all at once by him, none of that matters. An extreme amount of damage from a single attack that we know Gohan is capable of, as we saw him do it versus Goku and even Cell Max. The only difference between when Black Frieza one-shot them and when Beast Gohan did it is that Black Frieza never stated that he was anywhere near his full power, and Beast Gohan experienced slight fatigue after reaching an almost berserk state from raising his power so high. So with this in mind, I still feel like it's completely possible for Beast Gohan to pull this off, even if he's only able to utilize one of these bursts of strength a few times. Ultra Ego Vegeta in the battle with Granola proved just how much damage he was able to take and displayed how he mitigated such a thing while maintaining the upper hand for a little while. Eventually, he did begin to feel the effects of taking too much damage, but just like Gohan and Goku, it's probably safe to assume that the hardest worker in the show has somewhat honed Ultra Ego quite a bit by now. I mean, he's still been training with Goku, Beerus, Whis, and Broly all this time. I think it's also appropriate to point out that while Ultra Instinct Goku did fall out of his transformation after Gohan overpowered him, he did transform right back into MUI after praising Gohan's power, something that we didn't see from either one of them after being folded by Black Frieza. So where does this place Ultra Ego Vegeta in comparison to Beast Gohan at this point in Dragon Ball Super? In my opinion, and feel free to disagree, I think it's pretty apparent that Beast Gohan has the most power out of all of these recent transformations that we've seen. I mean, he creased Cell Max with a single kick, and his special beam Beast Cannon ripped through him like butter, but we've yet to see anything more than just that. Absolute raw, unbeatable power, being the powered up or final version, I guess you could say, of his potential unleashed state. However, both Goku and Vegeta had gone on to show somewhat of a deeper pool of utility with their new forms. Vegeta, of course, being able to mitigate damage in exchange for more power, and even being able to control and harness the energy of destruction now, so a battle between these two, if it doesn't end quickly in Gohan's favor, may actually come down to durability and how long one can outlast the other. This Beast Gohan versus Ultra Ego matchup is one of the most interesting in all of Dragon Ball Super at this point because of the current known properties of each of these transformations, but with Gohan being confirmed as the current strongest Z fighter again, it would be a disservice to not think he would win somehow. He's always been the type of character that when things rested on his shoulders and no one else's, he somehow got the job done, whether it be the Cell games, Kefla in the Dragon Ball Super manga, and even Cell Max. Gohan always found a way to dig deeper than most and find the confidence and drive he needed to overcome any obstacle in his way. Something that unfortunately we've rarely seen Vegeta do outside of the Tournament of Power and maybe a handful of other instances. Even if, yes, it is true, both of these guys have suffered from overconfidence in battle in the past. So while I think that Ultra Ego versus Beast Gohan is a much more interesting matchup than Beast Gohan versus Ultra Instinct, I still feel like this ends about the same way, with Beast Gohan being the clear victor. As I'm sure we can all agree, Goku's defense is far superior to Vegeta's in Ultra Instinct, while Vegeta probably has the edge in offense with Ultra Ego. Had Goku taken more of those attacks from Beast Gohan and gotten his auto defense overwhelmed throughout the entirety of their sparring match, things might have honestly turned out much worse for him, and those same attacks are the ones that Vegeta would have to endure, if he even can, to sustain and harness more and more of his destructive power. But unlike Goku, he still has another important factor in his arsenal that Goku doesn't have access to: the power of destruction. Now, even though we know how potent and permanent damage from the power of destruction can be, Vegeta not yet being a god of destruction in his own right could cause his power to not be as lethal as someone like Beerus. On top of that, we've already seen instances of people overcoming the power of destruction like Frieza and Goku, so someone as strong as Beast Gohan I could see being able to just muscle through it as well, leaving yet another strength of Vegeta's able to be overcome by Beast Gohan. As big as a Vegeta fan as I am, especially with Ultra Ego now, when you really think about it, Beast Gohan has already shown in just his first 2 displays of his new power the ability to overcome the strengths of both Goku and Vegeta's new forms, all while being confirmed and paraded as the new strongest mortal character in Dragon Ball Super. This is why I think when it comes to Ultra Instinct Goku and Ultra Ego Vegeta, it still isn't even close, and up until the point where he was brought to planet Beerus, where he sparred with Goku, Vegeta, and even Broly, he had only had minimal training with his beast form with Piccolo so far. Beast Gohan is the new king of Dragon Ball Super, and I don't think it's debatable at this point, but when we get a little more information from the manga, a conversation about Black Frieza is definitely gonna have to be had, especially since he never even broke a sweat creasing both Goku and Vegeta at the same time. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown in comparison of Beast Gohan, Ultra Ego, and Ultra Instinct, and down below in the comments, I'm interested to see just what you guys think as well. If you guys haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn those notifications on so you never miss an upload as soon as they go live. And if you've been enjoying the anime and the comic book content so far, also consider leaving a like on the video to help us get back in the algorithm a little bit. I know I've been kind of taking it easy so far with the New Year, guys, but I've been having like a lot of personal stuff going on. But even if Dragon Ball Super has yet to return, we still gotta stay on the grind, fellas. But anyways, have a great day. I'm gonna see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.